Hello, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are fine. I hope you guys are okay. So, today we are going to see more about Azure. Before we start the pen test, we have to create our labs into Azure. So, in the first video, we just saw about the storage account. And today we are going to see about the VMware. Okay, how we can create one and how we can choose the operating system, everything else. All right. So let's open our Azure. Here we have the option. Okay, we have the menu right here, virtual machines, or here because I opened it recently, or we just can select here, virtual machines. Okay, so let's open it, and here we have the all the menu that refers to virtual machines. So we can do a lot of stuff here. Okay, so we can create, we can switch to classic version, reservations, we can purchase some stuff, and we can manage the view, refresh. Okay, we can export the CSV, open query, assign some tags to this virtual machine, and start, restart, stop, delete the services and the maintenance. Okay, virtual machine maintenance, we can check all of here, but we are going to see this later. So the first step is to create an Azure virtual machine. There is two options and then one more. We have the Azure virtual machine, create one as we need, create one as with preset configuration, and some more options. Okay, so let's create an Azure virtual machine here. Here we are going to use our subscription, and the group we are going to select the resource group, or we can create a new resource group. Okay, we can create a new one, but I'm going to use the existing one. The virtual machine name is Azure Pentest Lab 1. All right, so yeah. Well, Azure is going to check if is there any other virtual machine with this name into your account. If there any, you're not going to be able to use the same name. The region we are going to take, I always take US 2, but you can choose anyone as close as you want. So I'm going to use US 2. Availability zone, um, for this I'm going to use no infrastructure redundancy required. So we can choose availability zone. Okay, and then we can select zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3. Sorry, physically separate your resource with an Azure region. It means it's going to be in the same zone in different regions, right? So virtual machines scale set, you can use this for like certain period of time. Okay, and then availability set, it's automatically distribute your VMs across multiple fault domains. All right, for more for availability, so I'm going to use no infrastructure redundancy required. Security type trusted, I'm going to use standard, and then we are going to select the operating system we want to work with. So in this video I'm going to use Windows Server 2019. Okay, the architecture 64, run with Azure Spot Discount, no. The size, so I'm going to take the cheapest one, that is this one right here. uh, Enable hibernation, no. Then we are going to create an user account. I'm going to use cipher and then my password. Wait a second. Remembering that Microsoft Azure has some very uh, there's a policy for strong passwords. It means if you use like your name uh, underscore 1234 is not going to work, or at 1234 is not going to work, or less than 8 characters, I think it's not going to work neither. Okay, so after the password, we are going to select the inbound connections. I'm going to select those three. We could select even SSH. Okay, but we are not going to do that. So yeah, let's like this. The licensing, like save 49% with a license you already own using Azure Hybrid Benefit. We're not going to see that right now. And then here we have the OS, the disks. Okay, so the image, it's the default is 127 gigabytes. We could select like an SSD, locally redundant storage, standard SSD, or standard HDD. So I'm going to choose standard SSD. We could select also this one because obviously it's going to there's going to be some difference, but for what we are going to use, it's okay. The key management, we're not going to use any. We could enable if we're using SSD ultra disk compatibility, but we're not going to. Uh, Data disks for Azure, we can create and attach a new like a D now directory, but we are not going to do that right now. So the basics of the network, virtual network here, VLAN, VN, we can create a new VN, okay, or we can give a name for it. The subnet, we could modify, all right. We can create a public IP address. It's going to create for us. The NIC network, we are going to see this in the networks, okay. So we are going to have a video, a small one, just explaining the basics of it, all right. And then public inbound ports, we have 3 ports here selected. And then delete public IP when VM is deleted. Yep, it's very important. Enable accelerated networking. Okay. Load balance, we could use, all right, one of them, but no. So managing, uh, well, here we have a message. We're not going to enable anything here. So monitoring also, we could monitor enable, but we have to configure. I'm not going to do that right now. And then next, advanced next. And then the tags, you could use some tags here, but review and create. So, well, there's a service named Bastion in Azure, but it's a paid service. Okay, works through the browser. It's better, much better, and much safer than RDP. But for this case, we are going to use RDP because we're going to exploit some vulnerabilities also. Okay, so create the virtual machine. All right, it's creating the resource. All right, it's creating all the resources we are going to need. Notification, deployment in progress. So it's like 5 minutes. Excuse me for a second, please. Sorry if you heard it. So, wake me up. Well, if you guys like my content, please share my content with your friends from IT field, and to help my channel grow. This is start the time. We had 2 minutes ago. Well, deployment succeeded. Means we created our VMware or VM, sorry, and it's already running. You see, I'm going to stop. Mm. All right, so first thing, well, here we have an overview of our virtual machine. There's a public IP address. Uh, don't bother trying to do anything because I'm going to delete, close all the ports. So don't worry about it. Okay, Azure, the subscription actually is very detailed here because we have like computer name, operating system, VM generation, architecture, like agent status. There's none, so uh, well, yeah. So host group, proximity place group, and there's public IP address and public IPv6, private IP address, subnet name, okay, DNS. We could configure with our information, and the size of the VM, vCPUs we could choose before there. How many gigabyte RAM memory, and well, there's a lot of stuff. Availability and scaling, so we could edit. Okay, secure type standard, health monitor not enabled, extension application. These are important to enable, all right? I didn't because just for show you guys how to create, but it's very important when you are in production environment. Even in in, in test environment, you should enable it. So we have the disks, the source image detail, the shutdown, Azure Spot. And monitoring is here. Okay, we could enable it as I told you guys through events, capabilities. Okay, recommendations, there's none, and tutorials, there is few of them here. But here we have activity log, create or update virtual machine, and EM, okay, access control. We could check view access, check access, grant access to this resource. So we could take on one of our users, for example, employees, and add here and assign him a role of administration or management or reader, whatever, and view deny assignments. Also, we have some tags we could add here, diagnose and solve problems. And then here's about the connection. Okay, here's RDP. We could download RDP file. Bastion, as I told you guys, is better than RDP. Windows Admin Center, network settings. We are going to see the network settings, so we are not going to worry about that now. But here's all the information about our virtual machine, and here are inbound port rules. So these rules higher, um, actually the smaller one better is better. For example, let's create a port rule. Okay, I'm going to use here any the port range, or no, I'm just going to use 21 destination any custom service FTP here. And well, now we are going to allow priority 355. I'm going to put here as 310 because going to has a higher priority. Okay, so allow and add here 310, but the the source it's like port 21. It means you are going to accept the access only for port, only from ports 21. So we could create a lot of other rules here. Okay, the smaller the number here, the priority higher is the priority. It means if it's 200, is going the priority is going to be higher. It's not like okay, CVSS 9, it's higher. No, it's critical. No, here is, for example, 200, it's a higher. If 340, it is smaller. Okay, the priority. So we have load balancing, application security group, network manager, and then we have the disks, and we have the identities and everything else you guys want to see later. So back here, now we are going to connect to this VM RGP connection. Obviously it's not running, so it's not going to connect. Starting the virtual machine. Refresh. Yep. Right, it started. RDP. Let's see. Sorry. Yeah. So here, then here. Well, huh. What I did. Yeah. I forgot my password is not possible. Wait a second. Just roll and then. Oh, obviously it's not going. Jesus. Yeah. So we could just check here, don't ask again, and connect. Right. And we are into the VMware on Azure. Simple like that. I mean, it's not simple like that, but simple still. Let's wait to load everything. Yeah, and here we are. So that's it for now, guys. Okay, I hope you guys like this video. You guys can check by yourselves the resource of Azure, and then we can explore. So in the next video, we are going to see about some Azure network, how it works, okay? The basics of it, because there's a lot of content for Azure, all right? So, well, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching my content. If you like, give me a like, share for friends. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, please. And well, see you guys in the next video.